What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about ThorChain today, RUNE USD. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, okay? So ThorChain, RUNE, what, they cut out their lending protocol because it was insolvent, borrowing protocol, whatever. What was it, both borrowing and lending? And then they tokenized all their debts and paid it off immediately. That's probably why RUNE, if you're not aware of what I'm talking about, then you got to get with the program, right? You have to understand the narrative behind your drops. If you don't understand that, just look up what I was talking about, right? Apparently, RUNE, ThorChain, you know, they have this lending. They had a lending protocol put into place, and it came out to be insolvent, is what the story goes, how the story goes, and they tokenized all the debts that had to be paid for this insolvent form of lending protocol that they had, and they took it off. You can't lend, you can't borrow anymore, and they tokenized all the debts, paid it off essentially in full while taking away the lending protocol, and that's why we're here. That's why the price has dropped so much. Now the question is, and I don't know how accurate that is, right? I'm a chart monkey. I don't pay attention to the media so much, but this I paid attention to the story a little bit. But I could be wrong, right? There could be some of that could be truth, and I could be missing some stuff, or maybe I'm misled, or I'm not completely accurate in what I'm saying, but I am accurate in this chart stuff is where I'm a little bit more formal, I suppose. It would seem to me, and if we're looking at it, we're genuinely looking at it, it would seem to me like you could go a little bit lower, but you are at the ends of this range where it would make sense to bounce. If we take a line like this at the low and we go back in time, you can see that you are finding support here at previous areas of resistance there, resistance here, a little bit of support in this area back here, and then nothing going back in time. So it's a fine area, I suppose, to find support. You could go a little bit lower. Let's look at this relative low to high here. I want to see what you're doing with your fibs. You're right at the golden ratio, right in that area, right? The 618 to 69 zone, right there, perfect zone. I mean, that could be a good area to buy, a good area to bounce. I know a lot of people are worried about RUNE, about ThorChain right now, but the reality is this is still a solid project. I think that it is a solid project. I think that it can, especially now that it's kind of cut out the stuff that was making it bad. It can regrow and try again, right? Be born again. Become anew. I don't know what word I'm looking for, but if we look at this relative low here to this relative high, you tipped your 1272, got really close. It wouldn't surprise me. You're at 220 now. It wouldn't surprise me if you saw prices that were around $1.80. You don't have to go there, but you could. It also wouldn't surprise me sometimes with these diagonal lines, sometimes you go below them and it's not above them where you find support and rip, but it's right when you break below them, that's where your low is and that's where you rip. So at some point, if anybody's wondering, is it a good time to buy RUNE? Well, I will say, you know, over the past month and a half, it's down 74%. So I think it's probably at a better price to buy compared to a lot of coins. But if you buy here, be prepared for it to go lower. How low could it go? I mean, it could go to $1.80. You're at 220 right now, right? It really could go to $1.80. It could go to $1.40. But I do expect you get some kind of bounce, right? Even if this thing is dead and it goes all the way down to zero, I doubt that you just do so in a straight line. It's possible, but I doubt it, right? This thing, it might have had a bad kind of aspect to it, but it's not a piece of crap, right? This is more than just like a rug pull project. So I don't think that this kind of move down sustains itself. It does seem rather unsustainable at the moment. From a high to a low, assuming that's the low. If that's not the low, look at all these lines. You can see as I pull it lower, if that's not the low, if we had a lower low, all of these lines, they get lower. So all of my targets would then adjust to the lower side if I'm wrong, okay? From a high here to a low, hold on, you guys. I'll let it ring. I don't know. AJ, if you're watching this right now, you're calling me in the midst of my videos, bro. I got things to do, homie. I love you, though. I put you on silent. High to low here. We're at about $2.20 right now. probably moving up to about $4.50, $4.95 would be my guess. So RUNE chain, ThorChain, is it going to see new all-time highs? Will it recover from here and see, you know, I don't know. I don't know if it will. I'm not 100% sure on that. In time, I have faith that it definitely could recover. I think there's a lot of good things going for it. It is, to my knowledge, a very profitable kind of crypto. But from here, regardless of if it doesn't see new all-time highs, if it recovers, if it doesn't, I don't care. What I'm very confident in is that you would at least, from $2.20, you would at least recover to $4.50, $5, somewhere in that range. That's kind of my expectation. So something of like 100% plus move, if not even more. You could see an even crazier move than that, but something that's in this downward trend, right? That you'd come up and find resistance there, and then maybe work your way down later. So I think it's at a good area to buy. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I'm not buying ThorChain here, but relative to a lot of cryptos, it is down a lot. That adds to, or that takes away from the risk. It's got a good chance to bounce at least 100%. I mean, pretty appetizing, pretty appealing to me. You're at the weekly RSI. You're right at the oversold zone, an area that you bounced before. Literally, last time that you bounced here, you saw in the course of from your low to a high in a 3-week period, you moved up 79%. I'm just saying, man. I'm calling for a 100% move, probably in a 4-week period. That's not too much to ask for, and it might be even more than that. It could be dramatically higher than that, right? Maybe move up like 160%. I don't know. But anyways, I'm just rambling at this point. I got nothing else to say. If you guys like the content, if you like the content, hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye.